Hey there, welcome to Schmooze with Suz. I'm Suz Montgomery, your host, and I have Monica White in the house. Monica runs Food Share in Ventura County. Now, Food Share, wow, I don't even know where to begin with this one, but the first time I talked to Food Share people was probably 20-some years ago when we had Jewel Petty on the show. And was she the founder?
She was one of the founders. There was a group of 8 of them.
Okay, now how did they, give me the whole history of this. How did it start?
Sure, there was a group of 8 that decided that they needed to feed some people who were living under a bridge in Ventura. And they started doing that, and that was in 1978. And then it grew to a fire station in Saticoy that they rented, I think, for $1 a month from the city. And then it grew to half a warehouse in Oxnard, where we are now. And then they expanded that warehouse, and then they bought the warehouse across the street. And that's where we're at today. It's 36,000 square feet, and we're right by the Juvenile Justice Center in Oxnard.
Okay, so are you like a 501c3 or a nonprofit?
We are.
So you can accept donations?
Yes.
Okay, I want to get that in there at the very beginning so I don't forget that. Supporting Food Share to me is, and I support Food Share because I think it's one of the best nonprofits around.
Thank you.
And the way you're running it, and you started with them not long ago, but how long ago?
I'm 1 year new. But I was on the board for 3 years.
Oh, well, so you know how it works. You have institutional knowledge to begin with.
I did. It was a very smooth transition. I knew a lot of the staff and I knew a lot of the board, so it was a good fit.
Did you have to fight to get the job? I bet you did, because they probably just looked at you as a board member without the knowledge of what you did. But what you did, when you worked for the Star, right?
I did. I worked for the Ventura County Star for 12 years in community relations and public relations and marketing.
Well, then you're perfect for your job, because that's what your job is.
Well, thank you.
You have to sell this product to the community. Right. That's a natural fit in my book.
That's right.
That works perfectly. I remember when I first met you, and we had
remember.
Do you remember this?
I'm trying to think.
Okay, we had an exchange over email. I was nominated. I was in the first class for 25 over 50. First of all, you had to acknowledge you were over 50. It was like, okay, fine, but I had no idea what it was going to be like. So we went to, and John and I went to the event, which was at Spanish Hills. And I remember driving up and I go, well, we'll be out of here in a half an hour. Where do we want to go to dinner after this, right? We had no idea this was going to be like a full-blown, and I'm sure you're the one that put it together. It was like an Academy
I had
Awards.
Lots of help.
But it was like Academy Awards. It was huge. I mean, the room had, I don't know how many people. Everybody was eating and drinking. The food was pretty decent, by the way. And the place was packed with people. And these were amazing people. And when I thought,
it was a fun
I don't belong there.
Oh,
because these people were like major biggie people. I mean, I'm trying to remember the little gal that is on my Ventura Council Area on Aging, June. Oh, what was her name? But she's like in her 90s now, and she's still a major volunteer. She is amazing. And she was like, I was so overwhelmed because I didn't know who she was. And I was overwhelmed by the rest of the recipients because I'm sitting there going, wow, these people really do
It was an amazing class.
It was.
Yeah, that was probably some of my favorite events because I got to meet amazing people like you, and I'm still in touch with all of them.
They were normal people. They were like everyday people, but did
you're
amazing things. Did amazing things.
Yes. Well, they deserve to be recognized, and the reason that we did it, and this is not talking about food share, but that's okay, is that there were so many events for 40 under 40, and we said, why don't we turn that upside down and celebrate people who are over 50? So it was fun.
Stunned. Well, I still have, and my plaque is on my wall. I still have all my stuff from that. I was very honored. Big, beautiful plaque. You should see this thing. It's huge. Okay, let's put that away for a minute. I want to get back to food share and about how it started. Like you told me with the history, it started so small, and it just grew. And is that because the community helped it, or was it good organization to begin with, good board members? I mean, would that be it? How did this work?
Well, I was lucky enough to actually meet Jewel Petty as well. She came out last year. It was her 90th birthday, and we celebrated her at our Blue Jean Ball. And so we all sang happy birthday to her, and being able to spend even a couple days with her right as I was starting my job was very special.
It's like meeting Gandhi. I mean, like, this is a big deal thing.
I mean, she is a very small but mighty woman, and even at 90, she was still, she picked up the phone as soon as she heard that I was there, and you let me know if you need any help, and you just keep feeding people, Monica. Just keep feeding people. That's what she kept telling me.
She's got a presence. She really does. She's quite impressive.
She's very mission focused, and that was very helpful to me to be able to start.
Was it religious to begin with? Was there a lot of church people? Because I remember gleaning, which was the first time I ever heard the word gleaning, and it was done by a church group or something.
And I think that is a religious term as well. But yes, that is how we started. Is that they would go gleaning in the for farms. They would go in orchards, and they would bring that food, and then they would distribute that out. And something that's interesting is when you see food share, food is always capitalized, the FOOD, because it's an acronym. It's an acronym for food on our doorsteps that we share.
I should have taken a picture of my kitchen wall because I've got food in these kind of cutouts of metal that I bought somewhere in Morro Bay or something, and they're on the wall. And every time I look at it, I think of food share. I don't know, maybe it was just subconscious when I bought it. It was for that reason.
Well,
but I'll take a picture and I'll send it to you.
I would love to see that.
I'll take that.
But and it did. It started very humble beginnings, but it grew because the need was there. And that now we are, Ventura County's food bank. And I think a lot of people maybe don't understand the difference between a food bank and a food pantry.
Okay, explain to me. I don't understand either.
So we are the food bank, which means we are like the grocery store. And I like to say a big grocery store. We're like the Costco of being able to collect the food, and then we distribute it to the food pantries. And we work with 190 different pantries, distribution, hot meal sites, people who then distribute out to the 75,000 people that we feed every single month.
That's a lot of people.
And so we're mostly we're the ones that collect it, and then we get it distributed out.
Okay, and you and I off camera are talking about you've got a new senior program?
We do.
Okay, what is this?
We do. It's a little over a year old, and this is through the state, and it's called Senior Kits. And that if you are over the age of 60, you live in Ventura County, and you are under the federal guidelines for this
poverty level,
right? I think it's $15,000 a year for one person. It's all self-certified that you can then qualify to get the senior kit, and it's a big box. It's 30 pounds of food. It's got pasta, peanut butter, shelf-stable milk, cheese, cereal, juice. It's a great box of food, and they can get that every single month.
Now, is that donated by the state or the feds?
It's a federal program that's done through the state, which then comes to us.
Okay, so every month do you have to go through a grant program and everything to get this?
It's a yearly program that we actually were awarded, and a new food bank had not been awarded, I think, in like 5 or 10 years.
Really?
So it's something that was very new, that we were very honored to be able to get. When I started a year ago, we were at 1,200 kits that we were distributing, and now we're at 2,900. We know it's only going to continue to grow as more people find out about it.
Well, let me throw a stat at you, because this is what I do is seniors, and 27% of the county are seniors. In the city of Ventura, it's 30%. And I mean, that's good for voting, because we can take or put somebody in office, but then again, it's also, it's for you guys, you have to feed people, and most of seniors I know did not, and it's going to get worse.
It's only
so
going to
buckle
get worse.
up, baby, because
I keep hearing
boomers.
about the silver tsunami.
Yeah, the silver tsunami, and that's going to be the boomers.
And then
are going to bankrupt
we're going to
everything.
have to take care of them, and we're going
So
to have to feed them.
how do you prepare for something like that?
Well, we're going to continue to. We have to continue to fundraise. So we have to be able to serve the amount of people that we serve now. So we know that we distribute almost 12 million pounds of food every year currently. It's about 1 million pounds a month. So we need to continue to be able to do that by fundraising to be able to pay for that. We have 28 employees, but the backbone of our organization is all done through volunteers. So we have about, I think, 1,800 volunteers that helped us
Holy crap, you're serious?
That helped us last year. We have regulars that come in every single month. They are diehard, adore them to death. That's about 500 people every month.
That's amazing.
We couldn't do it without them. We couldn't possibly sort the food, pack those senior kits, get everything done, go pick up the food at the retail outlets without our volunteers.
Well, your trucks are always on the road. I see so that's a good sign, because that means you guys are really working hard.
Yes.
But so you go to different sites to pick up the food. I know Trader Joe's donates, because I see the truck there. So they donate product, and now this stuff is not spoiled or bad. This is good product, but it's probably just expired dates or something.
They no longer can sell it. So as I like to say, any place in Ventura County that sells food, distributes foods, manufactures food, we are in contact with them. And that they have anything left over or anything that they cannot then sell, they will provide to us. Even the Port of Hueneme, Del Monte, bananas and pineapples, and all of the growers, Driscoll's, and there's Howlings. Yes, strawberries are very popular.
Years and years ago, when I talked to Jewel, at that time and I'm sure you can't do it anymore because of maybe state or fed regs, we were able to get food from like events that was left over, but you probably can't because of health concerns these days, right?
I think that there was in the past, Food Share had looked at that model. It's not
stable.
It's not cost effective either. It's very expensive to rescue that type of food, and also for us to be able to get it to another
site in an expeditious time.
Right, and when you are picking up something from a restaurant and it might be in a big huge tin, then that has to be separated out. So there's a lot more labor and things that have to be done for this prepared food, and that's why we only deal with the rescued food that is packaged.
I like the word rescued food.
Yes, we rescue it.
That's very soft.
And produce.
Okay. Produce too.
Yes, we're about 40% of the food that we distribute is produce.
So on that note, say that somebody has a couple of fruit trees in their backyard. Is that rescued fruit?
Yes.
So
they can call us, and that is 100% volunteer run as well. We have a gleaning team.
They'll go out there and pick it?
Yes, they will. Yes, they will.
They want to do by gardening?
Yeah.
No,
the Old Ranch Winery just called, and they have like 80 peach trees that they want us to pick. So, yes.
Dude, what a deal.
We definitely, we do that.
But the peaches are not real stable because of high water content, so you got to get them in and get them out. And that's another question. How do you rotate? I mean, because you have stuff that's perishable, highly perishable, and then you have shelf-stable stuff, which is packaged. So do you have a system?
We do. We have a great warehouse manager and inventory manager who handle all of that, thank goodness. So I can continue to work on fundraising. But we have a huge refrigerator. We have a huge freezer that is soon going to be filled with fair meat from the livestock auction at the Ventura County Fair. That's all donated to us. That will fill it up soon.
Wait a minute. Did they bring it dressed to you, or is this on the hoof?
No, so there's a foundation called the Wood Clayson's Foundation that they go to the fair, and they will bid on all the animals. They will start it at a certain price, and then if they get outbid, they let someone take it. But they start the bid, and we receive about 85% of the animals.
That's a lot of animals.
And they pay for the processing. They're a wonderful organization.
Are they a local nonprofit?
They're up the Central Coast.
Okay, so then you get all this.
We get a lot of protein, and protein is really hard for us to get.
I was going to say that would be
expensive.
it's expensive.
It is.
Yeah.
Last year we looked at it, and the value of what they paid for the animals plus the processing was almost $1 million.
So your walk-ins are pretty extensive then. You said you're going to upgrade to bigger walk-ins? A walk-in is a refrigerator.
Yes, thank you.
For everybody, okay.
No,
I worked in the food industry, so I speak different language.
We're not in a place right now to be able to expand that, but what we are looking to expand is our rescue area, because so many people, when they do their community food drives, and they do the letter carrier drive where they leave it out of their mailbox, or or Feed SoCal where Vaughn's did that. We have so many bins of things that need to be sorted, which is what the volunteers work on. We've actually run out of space.
Are you still looking for volunteers? I mean, can people contact you?
Your
website's very good, by the way. Well, I really am impressed with your website.
Thank you.
I could navigate it. I could find what I wanted. Yeah, I could find what I wanted when I went on there this morning.
Did you find information about volunteering?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And I'm looking at this, and I downloaded all this out of your website. There's a lot of stuff, because I was really curious about this. You got kid programs as well, and the kid program, I guess, is kind of different. You know, you inherited it, so you probably aren't aware of a lot of it. But the thing that I got a big kick out of the kid program, and it probably could work with the senior population too, is maybe have somebody, you know, that you could train as an educator. Do you have educators?
We do. So we have a mobile pantry that we got from a grant from the Port of Hueneme a couple years ago, and that we do nutritional educational classes that will bring the pantry out. It's a 26-foot commercial kitchen. It's beautiful, and then we'll bring it out, and we can do. We give out recipes, and we do taste testing, and we show them how to make fun, good things with healthy food. And then we also partner with other organizations such as Clinic Us and First Five, and that we put together these events so then the kids can come in and they can learn about how kale actually tastes good.
You know, I can see, I'm sitting here like I'm an old marketeer like yourself, and I'm sitting there thinking about an event. I'm thinking about, working with local restaurants and maybe doing a mobile event with local restaurants and doing something like that. And that, you know.
I would love to find a famous chef to be able to do it.
Well, let's start working on that. I mean, I know the right people.
Let's do it.
I'm connected. I could get something going on here. Okay.
Really? You know people?
Yeah. In fact, I just got a notice in my Facebook the other day. I can't add any more friends because I went over 5,000. Wow. I know, that's just crazy.
You've arrived.
No. What I did is laid in bed one afternoon and started deleting people. I'm going, who's that? You know, because friends of friends and that kind of stuff. But you don't know them. So I started deleting to make room for people I do know that ask me to friend them. But I think you do Facebook postings. Do you do Instagram postings?
We do.
So you're the perfect person for this job, okay?
Oh, well, thank you.
No, I really mean that, because I really think you've got the skill sets that they need to move forward. And I think with you driving the boat, they're going to go quantum leaps here because of your ability to market and understand community, because you were in community for so long. And I mean, I miss you at the Star. I miss the Star. Believe it or not, John and I are still subscribers. We're like 3 people left, right? I get it for the obituaries.
I'm a subscriber.
Do you? Okay, Tammy, we still get it for the obituaries, okay? So we still get it. We still get it. But it's like birdcage. I mean, it's just, you know, I wish we had a local newspaper that really did deliver news, but everybody's online anymore, and it's probably just not viable anymore. We get the New York Times every day at our house. I mean, we're readers, and we're older.
I get 3 newspapers. We get the Wall Street Journal, we get LA Times, and the Ventura County Star.
Girl!
Well, you know, and the media actually has been very, very.
Are they good to you?
Oh, absolutely. They've actually been very kind. We went through a little financial bump about a year ago, and they were very kind in coming in and listening to us and hearing the whole story to be able to tell the story that was out there. So, you know, and whenever we have something that's good news, they publish that too.
There's always opportunities, I would think, within Food Share to do more. It's just that you're handicapped by probably a budget. You can't hire a lot of people because of your budget constraints. But do you have a working board? Does your board work?
We do. We have, so we started, when I started, we were at 6 board members, and now we're up to 12 board members, and they are very engaged and they're very helpful with the fundraising.
From all over Ventura County
Ventura
Community?
County, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. I'm glad to hear
It's a great
that,
board.
because I did not look at your board composition, because I'm an old board trainer with VCCF. I used to train people board stuff. And I'm always fascinated about how boards work or mostly don't work.
Yeah.
And I think with the economy the way it is, I think boards are, and nonprofits are really critical for community health, because they're so dependent on what the community provides for them or what their community outreach is. Your outreach is really, really good. I mean, I've seen a huge difference in 1 year of having a presence, but not a presence, okay? It was kind of like on hold, it was on life support, and now I see you're driving the boat, and with your background, your skill sets, this thing is ratcheted way up because you understand and how it works. You work well with people too. I watch you. I mean, when I was at Marie Lakin's event, I was watching you work the room. And that's really critical for the success of a nonprofit. If you're not working the room, baby.
Well, it is not just all about me at all.
But you are leading.
I understand.
And it's critical.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But I honestly, I am so proud of the board and how they stepped up exactly when we needed it. And, they didn't just throw me into this and said, here, fix it. They were there every step of the way. They put serious hours and strategy planning into it and support. And, and the staff too. The staff was amazing. That we went through a hard time, and they are mission-driven, loyal, hardworking employees. And I'm honored to work with all of them.
Well, you're exactly where you need to be. So if we want to volunteer, can we put that on the screen? And
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if we want to donate or do anything else? And I didn't get to events. I wanted to ask you about your events.
Yes.
So what do you do for events?
So we have an event coming up in September. It's called the Blue Jean Ball. And it's a fun event where you don't have to sit down and have chicken dinner, and you get to wear blue jeans. So people love it.
What are we eating?
So we have...
I'm always about the food.
Well, it is. And so we have vendors, we have wine, we have beer, we have food, and it's at Tierra Rajada Farms in Moore Park. And it's great. This is our 3rd year doing it, and it sold out last year. So, but you can buy tickets at our website. It's foodshare.com.
Okay, that's just one event. Do you do more events?
And then we do another event, and that's in Ventura. It's called the Can Tree Drive, the food drive, where we have people come. It's going to be it's the first weekend in December, and people build trees, Christmas trees, holiday trees, with cans of food. So it takes 500 cans to build a round tree. We built 300 of them last year, and it was in downtown Ventura, Figueroa Plaza, right across from the Mission. It was great. It was great fun. We actually had 2 giant trees. I think they're 15 feet tall. Dole and the LA Rams bought 2 of those, and they wrapped all the cans. It is. It's a really fun event. And you can either collect 500 cans to come build a tree, or you can donate 500 to FoodShare, and we'll give you the cans to build your tree.
So when you are looking, say you're somebody that is food, what do you call it, insecure.
Yes.
I like the words. This is good. So you're starving. You really need food. So how do they get, like somebody, you said they have to self-certify, which means you don't have to show any paperwork?
No.
So it's easy to get food from FoodShare if you need it? How do they get to you? Do they call?
So there's a couple ways. So they can call us. They can go on our website where we have a list of all of the pantries, all of the available food, days and times. And also a great partner of ours is 211. So if somebody calls 211 and says, I need food, they can direct them to the nearest FoodShare pantry.
Now, 211 started as United Way, but they're not anymore. Is it Interface now?
It's Interface, yes.
It's Interface. Yeah. Interface seems to be kind of like the, I hate to say this, dumping ground for a lot of other nonprofits that struggled and couldn't continue on. So Interface has absorbed them and are maybe carried on for them?
They handle the call center, so the social services, that 211 line.
Okay.
It's like 411 for information, it's 211 for social services. And I know they did a lot of work for the Thomas Fire as well.
How did that impact you guys?
It did.
Did it really strip your pantry shelves?
It did. We were serving a lot more families. So we know that we distributed 1 million more pounds of food over the year, probably because of the fires.
So the people would contact you, Or are they, do people come to the site, or how do they get this?
No, so our distribution site isn't set up as a pantry. If somebody comes, we will get them food.
Yes.
We will find something for them
Okay.
for their family, and then we'll give them a list of our pantries and say, this is a better place. Here's something where it's close to you.
So you've got a call
and they can
center
get more services too.
Okay, so
Right. So if somebody walks in, they are definitely going to get food. No one is ever turned away.
So you're working with churches, and you're working with like senior centers and things like that.
You name it. If somebody is serving food to anybody who's food insecure, we're providing food to them.
I'm just amazed at what Food Share does. I'm amazed at what you do. I mean, I can't even imagine what your day is like. I mean, like, you're totally whipped by the time you get home, right? You're like a little bit, are you energized?
I love my job. This is exactly where I want to be. It's a good fit.
I hope to God you stay there. I really do. Well, you stayed with the Star, which was on life support for 12 years, but I'm glad you're staying here because I think this is the perfect fit for you.
Well, thank you.
You've got the right feel, you've got the right heart.
Well, thank you.
And I think this is what drives a lot of people in Ventura County. We do what we do because we love our town, we love our community, and we just love people and helping.
And it's just so nice that people
acknowledge it.
Well, and I ask for help, and people say yes. It's
a positive
Oh, it's
thing.
so wonderful.
Do you want to buy an ad? Forget that. Okay, so now you're back to where
and working really hard and actually making an impact. It's
oh, you're making more than an impact,
great.
honey. You're making quantum leaps.
Oh.
Well, I'm grateful for you to come on the show. I
Well,
wanted
thank
you for a long time. Well, it's long overdue.
I know.
But yeah, I don't know why we didn't before, but we should have a long time ago.
I was a little busy last year, but I'm good now.
Well, maybe we can get, I don't know, I'll have to ask Rich and Timmy, our people, maybe they, if there was possible, if we can get some footage we can put in there. Sure. If you've got anything like, do you have like a YouTube video or anything we can kind of insert? Perfect. Yes. We can do that.
We can
right,
do that.
Rich? Right. Okay, I love it.
All right.
So thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
And come back soon
I
and
will.
not wait this long, and it's my own fault. Not getting it back on, so I apologize. So come back soon.
Okay.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Eddie. I'm so glad you're my friend. I really mean that sincerely from my heart.
I do. I agree.
Thanks for being
Back
here.
at you.
If I can do anything for you, let me know.
Thank you.
Door's always open.